You're in the top 3 sales in the country right now.
Well, actually, it's globally.
Globally, even better.
Yeah.
I'm Steve Stroud, Executive Director of Roswell, Inc.
And I'm Ashley Allen, Director of Operations for Roswell Inc. Thank you for coming back to Roswell Brew Talks this morning. We have a wonderful guest, Bo Scott. He is the pioneer retailer for Regal Ineos Grenadier. If that sounds like a mouthful and you've never heard of it before, it is brand new, and we're about to dive in and tell you all about it here today. So, Bo Scott, let's just get into what is Ineos Grenadier. People have heard of Regal because of Regal Nissan.
Sure.
But they may not have heard of the new branch of...
Well, Ineos Grenadier is a new car manufacturer. They just came to the United States at the end of November. Certainly, we've been on the journey much longer than that. But it's a labor of love for the owner of Ineos. Ineos is a big petrochemical company, and while we're not familiar with them here, it's not publicly traded. It's privately owned, but they're on the scale of McDonald's and Intel. If you combine them together, that's how big Ineos is. And so Sir Jim decided to build his own car. He didn't feel like there was a vehicle on the market that suited his needs that he would really feel enthusiastic about buying. So that's what he has done. He's gone out and they've bought a manufacturing facility in Hambach, France. Started with a clean slate, designed a whole new car. It has some roots with the old school Land Rovers a little bit, and it's built on purpose and really built for more. It's a very unique, peerless off-road vehicle, but it has good manners on road, so it's a great vehicle.
Well, Bo took me out for a spin about 2 weeks ago, and I got to drive it, and I will have to say, it brought me back to memories of my 1977 International Scout, that rally. I'm telling you, I was like, it drives like it. He said, look, it's going to pull you back into the lane, and it pulled me right back into the lane, just like driving a tractor. It was cool.
Yeah.
Great ride. Bo, we've known your family a long time. Y'all have been a staple in the city of Roswell. Anybody that doesn't go up down Holcomb Bridge Road and see the hedges that say Regal, they haven't lived in Roswell.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, we appreciate the support that you give this community, first and foremost, because it's a labor of love for you.
Sure.
And bringing the Grenadier here is exciting. You know how I am about cars. It's all about the wow factor.
Sure.
And this is one of those wow factors.
It is.
Really it's been exciting to see what you've done. You're in the top 3 sales in the country right now.
Well, actually, it's globally.
Globally, even better.
Yeah, so very exciting, big market, a lot of opportunity, and we've got a big area to cover. There's only 18 retail partners in the continental, in the United States, so we cover a large area. Of course, we cover all of Georgia, South Carolina, we cover Tennessee, part of Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, and part of North Florida. That's our area of responsibility, if you will.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And what I saw when we were talking to your team was it's an experience. It's
Right.
not just a vehicle.
Yeah.
And you're not just a dealer.
Right.
You're coming for the whole experience.
Exactly true. In fact, we've had several clients tell us that this is the best car buying experience they've had because it's not like you're buying anything else. And the Grenadier is not for everybody.
Right.
It's designed, it's re-engineered to put the driver back in control of the vehicle. If you're into luxury and ease, Grenadier's not for you. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We got Nissans for you.
That's right.
If you're into
Lots of them.
luxury and ease, yeah. But it's putting the driver back in to the vehicle. It was specifically re-engineered to get back to the vehicle at its core. It has, for instance, if they could reduce the count of microchips, that's what they did. It doesn't have power seats because it reduces the count of microchips. It doesn't have remote start. It doesn't have keyless. Well, it has keyless entry, but it doesn't work by just being in your pocket. You got to get out and push the get it out and push the button. So it's reducing the complexity of the vehicle because it's designed to be driven not just here in Roswell, but it's designed to be driven in the outback of Australia and Central Africa, and be easy to work on.
Well, it was cool because I'm driving, and all of a sudden Bo says, you could pop the lid there, and it's made so that you can stand up there and take wildlife photos, and cool things like the fact that they designed it so there's no electronics in the seat. So if you get into heavy waters or deeper waters than you thought, nothing's gonna short out. I mean,
Right.
It's just things that everyday drivers we're not thinking about, right?
Right.
And especially
Exactly.
somebody that's going to be driving one of these.
Sure. It's got a 31.5-inch wading tolerance, so it can go in some pretty deep water. It's even got a wade mode that you can hit on the upper control panel, and it will turn off the alternator and the fan belt so it's not bringing water all up into the components of the car.
And it's so cool because the control panel above you, it's like being on an airline, like flying a plane. All control, protect around the switches and the coggle switches, and I mean, it's a cool experience.
Yeah.
One of the things, share with us a little bit about not only the experience after you've bought it or before you bought it, but there's groups that are they're forming that you can take expeditions across the
Right.
country and into Canada and.
Sure, it's a community based. People are very enthusiastic, so different groups are forming and have formed, and even in the groundswell prior to the car getting here, there's different forums, there's owner pages on Facebook, there's different groups, there's a Georgia chapter one of our clients has started, so it's very people are very enthusiastic and are already engaged in upfitting their cars and make them they're even more unique. That's one thing about the cars. They were all built to a specific owner, and I've very rarely seen two that are just alike. But even from there, people are going out and doing more to them. Different roof racks, different plates for the fenders, all kinds of different things.
Unique.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things you shared with me that I thought was really cool was the fact that, as you bought it, the body style is designed so you're not going to see a lot of change over the next 10 or 15 years,
Yeah, if not longer.
which I
Yeah.
think is cool. Might have some new colors,
Right.
different shades, but the body style is not going to be changing.
They're not planning on doing a lot of changing. And the very interesting thing about it, and this isn't to knock Jeep, I own Jeeps, but they sell 250,000 Jeeps a year. And Ineos will sell 250,000 Grenadiers in 25 years.
Wow.
So that's a
Yes.
very different, it's going to be a rare car.
And you're selling these cars, you told me the story, a couple of weeks ago about the fact that you had a lady fly in, they drove her up, she picked it up and drove it home to Kentucky.
Right, sure did. She came in with her pilot and a guy from the airport at Peachtree DeKalb that drove her up here. So there's people like that, and then there's people that are professional drivers that are buying the car. That's the great thing about this business model for Roswell, for our community. In fact, there's a gentleman that just arrived tonight from Louisville. He called it. He said there's a different name of the town, but he said it's Louisville.
Louisville.
And so he's here, and he's having dinner tonight, going to spend the night in Roswell, and then he's going to drive his vehicle back in the morning. So there's people traveling from all around the southeast, and a couple have come from even further to come take Missouri and Montana to
And
come
Montana.
take delivery
Wow.
of a new Grenadier. So it's drawn a lot of visitors to Roswell.
Well, and that's, again, the car industry is so big in Roswell, and, we're now officially the largest concentration of new car sales in the metro area.
Sure.
A little over $2 billion, billion with a B, in 2023, which that's amazing.
Right.
And this adds to what I call the Ferrari experience, right?
Right.
You're coming here it's a destination buy.
Exactly. You can't go look at one down the street or across town, or this is a place to come and look at them. We've had people drive from Mobile just to test drive.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so we even get reviews of the restaurant recommendations we make around town. That was great. I love that place. That's a great place.
Awesome.
I'm coming back here. I didn't know that was the best steak I ever had. So
Well,
it's kind of cool.
That's fun because we want them to buy a car from you, whether it's a Grenadier or it's a Regal Nissan. We're happy to sell them a car, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we want them to spend some money in Roswell.
You know, and as you were talking about the car business here in Roswell, if you think about the car dealership landscape around town even, but around the country, you see ownership changes quite a few
Yep.
times. And think about Roswell. You don't really see that many name changes. or
No, and
ownership
you guys
changes.
are one of them.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's true.
So that's a thumbs up.
Right.
But,
Roswell's a great place to be in the automobile business.
well, thank you for being here with us today. Thanks for your investment in Roswell. We're excited about the new dealership,
Well,
obviously, and
we
we're
are
going to
too,
be
very
pushing
much
it a
so.
lot. So keep us posted as things progress and how we can help you. And as we always say, it's a great day to do business in Roswell, Georgia.
Hey, amen.
Thank you, man.
All right.